I don't remember if I said this in the main episode. First of all, let's just thank Lauren and Joe again for being here for a great discussion on Poseidon.
There was a moment in talking to Lauren and Joe where I was just like, why do we ever not have guests? Why do we force these poor people to listen to just the two of us when the world is full of much smarter and funnier people like Lauren and Joe?
They should be the new hosts of this podcast, I think.
Folks, you heard it here first. The people have spoken.
But the machine has held us captive out of all the people throughout history on this planet Earth, presumably throughout the universe. The machine chose us.
The machine decided we are the two most dangerous individuals who must be kept off the board and separated from the rest of society. We'll put them in a little tin can in space talking about movies so they can't mess anything else up. And look, Lauren and Joe have important work to be done on Earth. They have to be making your Meth's Gator, your planet's Dune.
Anyway, I can't remember if I had mentioned this on the main episode or not, but there's the moment in the movie when Andre Braugher and Fergie and everyone that stayed behind are in the ballroom.
Name a more iconic duo. Oh, wait. Andre Braugher and Fergie.
And the windows start to crack as they realize in real time, oh shit, our plan to stay behind for rescue maybe futile here.
Maybe we put a little too much faith in these glass windows holding back the entire dang ocean. Yeah.
But that moment was in a movie that had just like sprinkles of really good and terrifying moments.
Yeah.
That one really got me because I had watched Jaws 3D specifically at way too young of an age. And there's a scene
with the goggles, with the 3D goggles or without? Okay.
Just on like HBO.
So
and
you saw Jaws 2D.
I saw Jaws 3 2D.
Okay, so you saw it at too early an age, no matter what dimension.
Yeah, there's a scene in that where, that one I think takes place, if it's not SeaWorld, it's some sort of like aquatic amusement park / zoological observatory.
Yeah.
And there's a scene that takes place in a lab, kind of like the Meg, if you want a modern like picture of it, where a Jaws, because it's not the same Jaws throughout the movies. They're different Jaws.
Sharks, Landon. Their Christian name is Sharks. Just
I'm
like
sorry.
they're vampires, not Draculas. They're sharks, not Jawses.
Well, you can't tell me. One of the Jawses, and I'm saying that they might be collectively, the species is named shark, but this is a family of shark, and they are called the Jawses.
Oh, of the Amity Island Jawses? Oh, I've heard of you.
That's correct. Yes. Okay, so whichever of the Jaws family is in the third movie is outside this observatory underwater, and it starts ramming the glass, and the glass starts to spider web and then eventually break. At least that's what happens in my memory. But anyway, I saw that at way too young of an age, and that really unnerved me. Like, it played on so many of my fears. A, big animals. B, big animals with sharp teeth. C, big animals with sharp teeth underwater. And D, being drowned.
Okay. Of those four things, there should be subsections under the big animals one. So it's basically just... I'm sorry, I only have organizational notes on your phobias. I have nothing I can offer you to make you feel better. Although... I mean, did this make you scared to go to aquariums? Did you just avoid them altogether for years?
I don't know that I went to a lot of aquariums. I mean, it made me afraid to swim in a pool, but, ask anyone who saw even the first Jaws had that effect on them.
The issue isn't pools with the Jawses. Jawses only live in the ocean. Yeah, but you can look into a swimming pool and pretty clearly ascertain whether or not there's a shark in it.
Listen, people were afraid of sitting on the toilet after Jaws, so I feel like I'm blessed for my minor phobia of getting in swimming pools.
People were afraid of sitting on the toilet, or a young Landon Solano was afraid of sitting on the toilet?
No.
Oh, just everyone else.
Others-
Can I get a citation for this? Who was afraid of sitting on the toilet after the movie Jaws?
Write in. We want to know so that I don't look like an idiot.
I told the story of my dad and mom on their second date, and my dad flinching so hard he knocked off my mom's glasses. He's never, as a man who was very scared by the movie Jaws, he never mentioned being afraid to sit on the toilet after that.
Okay. Well, so I'm gonna check that one off my notes. I mentioned a childhood fear, and we've sufficiently made fun of it. Let's move on.
A childhood fear that's not strictly related to being on a. Again, I think it just takes us back to what we discussed with Lauren and Joe. They needed some sharks in this movie. This movie could have been escalated if there was a Jaws on that ship.
I mean, for the tone it took, yes, it did. It needed to go in that, like, if you're gonna go the sensationalist direction, you gotta go full bore. Or shark. Is there such a thing as a boar shark? Is something that just went through my head.
There's a tiger
Google
shark.
that later.
Yeah. Maybe don't Google it later. You'll be too scared to ever sit on a toilet again.
So you got to kind of go in that direction if you're not going to go in the more, human direction of sitting with the mourning and the grief and the, actual things that humans are going through under extreme circumstances.
Yeah.
Just tried to have it both ways, and it for me didn't work. For you, apparently, it did.
It worked a little more. Like, just to clarify, I don't think it's like a great movie or anything. I just think that it is more effective at its stated goal than most of the movies that we've done. When you sign up for a sub 90-minute action adventure movie, I mean, this delivers. You feel some thrills.
I mean, granted, we're only one season in, but, like, what kind of weird fucking spectrum have we set up that, like, Poseidon, it falls somewhere between Reminiscence and The Last Song?
Well, okay. I don't know. I mean, yeah. When you give yourself that broad of a range, I mean, I'd say that I'd say better than The Rocker. It falls somewhere between The Rocker and The Last Song.
Okay, all right. You're bringing the floor up a little bit. We got to bring the ceiling down a little bit too.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, so few movies can achieve the high heights of The Last Song. My favorite film.
There was one thing I wanted to mention about the book, which I had a little bit of a few issues with the book. I didn't get a chance to bring this up on the main show, but one thing the book did really well was giving the scope of the disaster. Like
the book accomplished spectacle better than the movie.
Well, no, I mean, no.
It's the power of
not
imagination.
Necessarily. Because I like the special effects in both of the films are the center points of it, but it grounded the spectacle in the human comprehension. Yeah. Where the beginning of this movie is all CGI. Everything about the crash, everything is CGI.
Sure.
Everything in the first film is like you get wide shots of miniatures, and then you get lots of close up of people's faces as they flip and flop all over the ballroom.
It was really that the original Poseidon Adventure is a shockingly brutal movie. I guess they're both pretty brutal, but I watching it, I was like, I don't remember seeing this many people plunging to their death in other disaster movies. It's always kind of abstracted in the more recent ones.
Just a side note, a little bit of trivia I love about the first Poseidon Adventure.
Yeah.
You always see these Watch Mojo lists of ad-libbed lines that made their way into the movie, but they never include Ernest Borgnine's, where it's so they don't amplify it. It's just kind of lost in a sea of voices. But when they are in the original, for those who haven't seen it, it's during Christmas time, not New Year's. A Christmas tree that was 3 stories tall falls over.
I hate to be that guy. It is on New Year's Eve. They just still have the Christmas tree around. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You gotta put that Christmas tree away. Well, I guess you don't gotta put it away because it could save your life.
Yeah, exactly. Folks, keep your Christmas decorations up all year round. It's for safety, not because you're lazy.
This 3-story Christmas tree had fallen over, crushed a bunch of people, and they were going to pick it back up and use it as a ladder to climb up, a few more stories. And I just the actors didn't know how heavy it was.
Yeah.
So when Ernest Borgnine at the front of the pack lifts it onto his shoulders, you could just hear very quietly on the soundtrack, "Fuck, that's heavy."
Oh man, I feel like Ernest Borgnine has so many great off-the-cuff swears that have been cut out of movies.
Go look up Ernest Borgnine Conan O'Brien masturbation.
Or don't, maybe. Spare your search history that.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't get around to this thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, look, that does, though, remind me of from the original Poseidon Adventure. I was shocked how the only swear in the movie is ass, but everybody says ass so much. So Ernest Borgnine saying "fuck, that's heavy" is you know it's ad-libbed because he's not saying ass, that's heavy.
But back to the book, the scope that it gives was like, I wish I'd written down the actual excerpt, but it makes a point of like placing you in the, like, they describe it as 4 city blocks being like lifted up off the ground and flipped up over upside down.
Oof.
And like there was something about the description of it. It was just like I can picture myself standing on the corner of a city block and like all of a sudden Inception happens around me and it's upside down. Like that it did really well at putting my brain into how disorienting and how like stomach dropping that would feel like.
Yeah, I feel like for how much effort both movies put into conveying the ship going upside down, I feel like there were a lot of times in both of them where my brain wasn't fully appreciating the fact that, oh, they're standing on the ceiling right now and are trying to climb towards the floor. Like I think
the original does that a little bit better than this one, but
I guess I agree. The original does a better job, even if it's not, I think, it's not always implemented very well into the plot, but there are just like moments in the original where it's like, we're going to walk into the barber shop now so you can see what the set we built looks like where the barber chairs are on the ceiling. We're going to walk into the bathroom. Look at the toilets on the ceiling. Isn't that fucked up? The new one maybe had more scenes like that, but they got cut to
could be
affect that very trim runtime.
I have a little game that we can play.
Are you the cruise director, Landon? Are you trying to like keep us all entertained as we come into Aruba?
And now Fergie.
Oh God, no! You're a terrible cruise director. You have greatly misjudged the appetites of this cruise.
I would never deign to think I could replace Andre Braugher, R.I.P.
No.
Here's what I was wondering. As I was watching the movie the second time, I started going through mentally, who do you think would be cast in this movie, character-wise, of the movies we've watched this season?
Okay.
What character types and what specific characters, not actors, what characters would be on this cruise ship?
I'm still gonna have to say actor names because I don't remember a lot of the character names.
That's fine.
But
that's fine.
I get the point that you're. I mean, boy. Well,
I have an easy one to start with. Like, it is just, and I would say she would be one of the leads, like in the Kurt Douglas, in the Kurt Russell or Josh Lucas role, would be Angelina Jolie from Life or Something Like It.
Oh man, she totally needs a vacation. She totally needs a cruise. It's like, oh no, this is how I die. The upside down boat. No. It would make sense then for her to die at the very end trying to reverse the propellers. Well, okay, so she would be the Kurt Russell, sure. But then the Josh Lucas who actually makes it out and saves the day, I hate to say it, Hugh Jackman from Reminiscence, because he can hold his breath forever.
Oh my God.
Swimming with clothes on. He's been walking around in water all the time anyway. The ocean is just butt juice to him.
If he was in the Kurt Russell role, he would have survived. He would have been able to go hit the button and come back out.
Yeah, go hit the button, punch a guy underwater, do some water ballet stuff, pop back up for a quick breath of air, and then immediately he comes out of the water and is immediately just doing like a 20-minute long monologue full of like different metaphors for boats.
So we don't have to go one for the characters in this movie, but like, what other archetypes of the characters we've covered so far would you think would be cast in a Poseidon type of movie? Like, would you see Jason Biggs as Paul from Loser on this cruise ship?
Yeah, I would see him on this cruise ship, but then also like there would be like a romance subplot with him falling for Miley Cyrus from the last song, who was also on this cruise ship. And
I mean, I gotta be honest. I think I see Greg Kinnear from Loser on this cruise ship more than anyone else from that movie.
Okay, well, actually, no, because he and Lucky Larry would be friends. Like, he would be one of those sleazy gamblers. I mean, I don't know, but I also feel like Greg Kinnear from the last song would be on this, because it's like, yeah, I'm bringing my daughter on this cruise so she'll love me again. So
this is our last hurrah, because I have terminal cancer, and he survives the boat crash.
Yes, he survives the boat crash but dies in the lifeboat. Or he dies because he's killed by his doppelganger, evil Greg Kinnear from Loser.
I don't mean to laugh at death, but
I'm sorry. This movie and the original movie, like, thousands of people die, and we had a perfect good time chortling at that.
Well, let me throw this at you. Could you picture Tarzan on this boat?
Yeah, I can picture baby Tarzan, and this is the shipwreck that then leads to him floating over the island.
Like, he would be able to swing over that chasm with the pillar of fire, no problem. He'd be able to save everyone in 2 seconds.
Yeah, except a lot of Tarzan's powers in the Tarzan movie come down to him having animal friends. So I guess. Yeah. If he can command like an entire school of fish to just swim into the holes in the boat and gum it up to kind of plug out the water, then maybe then he'd do well.
Could we? Okay, so here's another thing. In the book, it doesn't come out in the original movie really, but in the book, the character that Ernest Borgnine's character is based on.
Yeah.
There's this theory that he is on the boat undercover, chasing someone.
I love it.
Do you think James Gandolfini could be here as a hitman?
I mean, I almost prefer the idea that James Gandolfini and his boyfriend are like on this cruise trying to get away from it. Like, I agree on a dramatic level. Yes, probably better that he's here on some assignment for Bob Balaban. But I
mean, he takes Rogo takes his wife Linda on the cruise.
True.
Presumably while being undercover as part of his cover.
I could see. Okay, you know what? It's hitman James Gandolfini from The Mexican with his new boyfriend, but he hasn't told his new boyfriend that it's also a work assignment, and they have to fight about it. And God, it now just makes me wish that they brought their friend Julia Roberts along with them too. It's basically, and it's just them listening to Safety Dance in their cabin and dancing around.
Would Fish have survived from the say he was playing in the rock band?
Yeah, he's Fergie's drummer.
Or does he stay behind and get swept away?
I think he stays behind and gets swept away. I think that basically everyone from the movie 54 is in the nightclub on Poseidon, and they all die. I'm sorry. Even Mike Rubel, Steve Rubel dies. I noticed in a lot of episodes we've now referred to Mike Myers' character Steve Rubel as Mike Rubel. That seems to be a new character. We've a Franken bit, if you will.
I am completely okay with that. What about Orson Fortune?
No, because if Orson Fortune was on the boat wouldn't flip over. Everything just works out for him. He'd just see the wave coming, and then the wave would see him and just like kind of sloop back down into the water. No, Orson Fortune stays on dry land.
So we don't have two characters like this in this version, but in the original version, you've got the Jack Robertson, Shelley Winters characters.
The two old people. Yeah. Oh no.
That Tommy Lee Jones and Meryl Streep could play.
We're never going to escape. We talk about Hope Springs all the time. We can never get away from it. Why did that movie get into our heads? Yeah, it would make sense. Honestly, they would make the most sense to be in this movie.
Yeah.
Trying to fix up their marriage on a cruise instead.
I have one more. I mean, there's plenty more characters. Like, do the rowdy cows show up anywhere? I don't know.
God,
is Party Mike gonna be let out of his crate? Does he cause the crash?
Instead of Fergie, it's Wild Mike. I think that Kevin James the cow. Kevin James the cow causes the tidal wave because he has done a cannonball. He's yelled "Manabunga" and jumped into the ocean from somewhere else.
Lee would be here. Like, there would be some sort of like news conference where Angelina Jolie and George Clooney both end up on the ship.
Yeah.
I have one more character that is of surefire. Like, if this was made in 2025, this character would be on this ship, and it would be someone that helps the captain.
Okay.
It's part of the automated systems of the ship. A little, say, computer lady.
Oh no, there would definitely not be. Well, I mean, I'm sorry. I feel like Cop Boat is far more likely to be in a Poseidon remake than Computer Lady. Folks, when we are going down the fake movie rabbit holes we created to process the movie Simone. Yeah, no, I mean, I think that really you could populate this ship pretty extensively with characters from other movies, except Lightning Jack. I don't think Lightning Jack would get on this boat, and if he did, boy, he would shoot out the windows immediately once they were underwater. It just be for the hell of it, I think.
Send his horse into the ballroom.
Yeah. Oh boy. But me, I'm just gonna stay on dry land. Frankly, I'm not. My big takeaway from this movie: don't get on a boat.
Don't get on a boat. I did have a personal story about a cruise ship that I don't think we have time to go into, but
you missed it, everybody.
I think it was the source of my chronic motion sickness. One of the worst sicknesses I've ever dealt with was on a cruise ship.
Wow,
and
okay.
We'll leave it at that, because I know that is traumatic for you to talk about.
Why did you think, okay, A, like knowing how I am about throwing up, I don't know why you thought, hey, I'll tell a throwing up-based story to my co-host, that'll be fun. And then B, you think, like, just...
I technically didn't tell the story.
People preparing dinner or folding laundry, it's like, I want to hear about the time that one of my podcast hosts had to yarts 1,000,000 times on a boat.
I never said I threw up. I just said it was bad. I was sick, and it was not good.
Okay, great. Well, everybody just let your imagination fill in the details about that. I'm glad you didn't tell the story. You've given them something even worse now.
I was like 10, and I walked to the cabin by myself, went to bed on the top bunk, and I had so much motion sickness that in my dreams I dreamt that I was inside of a big ballroom, kind of like in the movie, but attached to the ceiling was like a little mobile plane.
Yeah.
That was going around in circles.
Yeah.
And Charles Lindbergh was driving it, and I was in the back seat, and it just was going so fast in circles, and I was getting so sick in my dream because the actual motion sickness of being on a cruise ship asleep made me sick in my dream.
Look, I think the most shocking takeaway from this is that 10-year-old Landen is having a cameo from noted 1930s aviator Charles Lindbergh and noted anti-Semite and fascist Charles Lindbergh showing up in his dreams.
So, I didn't know that at 10 years old.
Look, man, when I was 10 years old... I don't even think I knew
his kid was kidnapped at that point.
You knew about the Lindbergh baby kidnapping when you were 10 years old?
No, I'm saying I did. I probably did. All I knew was famous pilot. That's all that's told to you in public school.
Wow, man. Well, it wasn't Amelia Earhart. Interesting. You're not representing female aviators. Interesting, Landon. Very problematic.
You know what? It's important to ask questions.
Yes. That was my favorite Charles Lindbergh quote. It's important to ask questions.
You want to play the trailer game?
Yes, I do, because, boy, I don't have a lot of other uplifting or funny Lindbergh material.
All right, well, then let's play the trailer game where Truman and I have not watched a trailer for this, and we're going to try to guess a few scenes and bits and bobs that might be in the trailer from the movie we watched.
Yes.
Truman, do you feel like you are experienced at this game yet.
I mean, I feel like I'm experienced at it, and I feel like our listeners are also experienced at hearing you explain the simple concept of the game to them.
I don't know what episode people find our show at.
I'm just saying I think it's self-explanatory. I really believe in the basic kind of comprehension of people. This is not what the trailer... Part of the trailer game is me arguing with Landon about whether he needs to explain the rules of our game. I feel like...
I didn't explain that rule, so I'm glad that you explained that rule for me.
Yeah, there you go. It takes a village. I feel like I'm getting experienced at it. I don't think it's making me any better though.
Okay, all right. You're putting the hours in, but not the. You're getting the quantity, not the quality.
Yes, but that's always been my whole situation: quantity, not quality. Look at the runtime of our episodes. So I'm gonna fire a shot across the bow with true certainty. Fergie gonna be in this trailer. Many.
Fergie's not going to be in this trailer?
No, she's going to be in this trailer. Fergie.
I agree with
Fergalicious.
you.
Yes, okay.
I had so many, certainties that I don't think we can keep this to 5.
Okay.
But we don't have to hem and haw over trying to guess some, because I've got a bunch.
Okay. Yeah.
This might be too obvious, but I think we got to get the sweeping shot of the boat with Josh Lucas running.
Yeah. We got to establish the boat, and that's the only footage we have.
That's what got us into the Guinness Book of World Records, so I think they'll lead with that.
Give him the moneymaker, yeah.
I also think we're going to get Josh Lucas flirting, that really cringy exchange early on.
With the single mom.
Yeah, and then she's saying, does that line usually work for you? And he goes, yeah, usually it does.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the verbatim dialogue, but...
but I mean that vibe.
I think we're gonna get the Richard Dreyfuss exchange. How bad is it? It's bad.
Oh yeah, how bad is it? Yeah, it's good.
Pillar of fire.
Yeah, no, I've got that. Now, is it simply the pillar of fire, or is it the pillar of fire with Josh Lucas diving into the flaming water?
That shot of him entering the water with the hose over his shoulder is such a trailer shot. I almost want to... I don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot by making too specific of a guess, but I feel pretty confident that both of those things will be there.
Okay, so both the fire waterfall and the fire water dive.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck it, man. I am like Poseidon in your hands.
Now, I got 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
One is, do you think this trailer is going to do one of those intense flickering of images as the tense music go? I'm thinking specifically when he is being almost sucked into the room at the very end, the propeller room, and he's trying to push that canister in, getting flickers of that, just to kind of not give us a sense of where it falls in the story, but just the kind of imminent danger that they're in at every second of the ride. Do you think something like that will be there?
I do, yes. I think, it'll be kind of like Poseidon.
Yes.
I think that when you go with a one-word disaster movie title, when you go down from the Poseidon Adventure to just Poseidon, you're kind of just begging for a trailer that just ratchets through a bunch of things and then drops you onto a single word flashing on the screen.
And yet, Poltergeist didn't do that to us.
There's a lot of things Poltergeist didn't do to us, yes.
It's true.
Okay, so rapid succession, rapid slideshow, basically.
That's kind of I realize that's kind of an out there guess, but...
You know what? Nothing's more out there than being in the middle of the ocean, yeah.
Speaking of that, the other question I had for you is, I think we need something underwater. What do you think...
I mean...
could represent that?
Oh, wait, like an actual underwater swimming sequence?
I don't know, would it be the air vent sequence as the water starts to reemerge?
I don't know.
Is it him diving into the water with the pillar of fire enough?
I think him diving into the water with the pillar of fire is one, but I think the one we're gonna get, it's gonna be all of the water flooding into the ballroom and people getting blown away by the water, because they
show that.
They spend a lot of money on getting that done. It's a pretty big stunt. I think they're gonna trade on that.
Okay. All right. So then let's just circle back around to finish this thing out by asking you think Fergie's going to be in this trailer. What do you think they're going to show?
Her on stage with a microphone, the only place that
just
she
that.
is.
Just that.
They're not going to show her like tearfully hugging Andre Braugher as she makes peace with her imminent death. I don't think that they're gonna.
Here's one thing I've learned about this trailer game: that every time one of us says they're not going to, it always ends up in the trailer.
I don't think they're gonna sell this movie on watch Fergie die. I really just don't think that's the thing. I could be wrong. I frequently am. I don't think Morte de Fergie is gonna be the selling point you think it is.
Then last question I have is, this is a film we know had a lot cut out. Do you think we will see sequences in the trailer that weren't in the movie?
Hell yeah, dog. Hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, we can't predict what those are, but they're going to be there. So, stuff that's been cut. More trailer guesses than we've ever done before. No rules, just right. Outback Steakhouse.
Again, like I said, the more guesses we get, the more points we can get,
and the less it all matters. Okay, I'm ready to watch this thing. I'm ready to take stock.
Okay, then let's do this.
All right.
Already watery logos.
Poseidon
Watery Studios.
Was the god of the
Poseidon.
sea. What better way to celebrate
Start
the
with the
birth
word
of a new year than
Poseidon.
born on the back of
Leonardo
the old fellow
pointing at the
himself?
screen. Warner Brothers presents.
You feel that? Something's off.
We didn't get a sweeping shot of the ship, and we're not going to get it. They're already sinking this.
Damn.
Just
Now,
fades
okay.
of all the characters, nobody talking.
This is a weird trailer.
Yeah, it's way more somber than you'd think. Oh, Kurt Russell's in this.
Okay.
Fergie!
Well,
With a mic. Ooh. Wow, very moody.
sorry, I am speechless here.
This is from the acclaimed director of Troy and the Perfect Storm. Very big wave.
Oh, should have guessed the wave clouding out the moon. That was such a good shot.
Well, okay, so we're not getting an establishing shot of the ship. We're just getting the wave flipping. Oh, there we go. That's
No,
the
this is
ballroom
just
flood.
pure action.
Oof.
You stay here, you die.
You stay here, you die. Okay, that's. Oh my God!
Just death.
How do you cut this
death,
down to
death.
its most basic stuff? Is this trailer?
Oh, just a very
Some
watery Poseidon
Screams
title.
in the background.
Oh my
Truman?
God! Wait, is this it? Is that it? That was it.
Truman.
That was Landon.
Truman. All right,
Landon.
look at me. Look at me here.
I'm looking at you.
Stare at me here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something we've never done on this show before.
What?
And I'm gonna ask your permission before we do it.
Okay.
But I say we watch a different trailer for this movie.
What? Wait. What do you mean? We can't just change the. We can't just change the rules.
Yes, we can. We do. We do it all the time.
But
we make our own rules.
why watch a different trailer? I mean, look, we like just because we got completely smoked because that trailer rolled us up and smoked us.
Here's my reasoning for it. That I believe is a teaser trailer.
Oh.
I think we need to watch a theatrical trailer.
Okay, so almost as though you're suggesting that somewhere along the line, whoever found us the trailer perhaps made some form of mistake.
No. I'm not suggesting that at all.
No,
I went with the one that was from Rotten Tomatoes, the official source. But there is a more official theatrical trailer from a different YouTube uploader that I say we give a shot.
Okay, you know what? Fine. I'll just pull a second set of audio and sync up a second set of audio.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize that.
I'm just cranking your yank right now. Let's go for it.
Well, this is something that we've never done before, is see whether or not a different trailer is any closer to our guesses, because there are multiple trailers for every movie that we cover, so...
Yeah, okay. Well, all right, let's try this other trailer for Poseidon, but we're not making any new guesses, because our tally with that
the guesses
last
are fine.
The tally for the last one, all we got was ballroom flooding. Everything else, Fergie and ballroom flooding. Those were the only things that were right. All of the other 7 million guesses were completely wrong. We get worse with this game.
I am feeling much better about this trailer, so let's do this one.
Great. He's got a good feeling about this, guys.
Preview all audiences.
More watery titles.
Watery logos.
Sweeping shot.
In all the years to come.
I'd like you to call me at midnight for old time's sake.
Okay.
Okay, sad Dreyfuss.
We're at least getting dialogue.
Yeah, but it's still very crossfadey.
No, I'm starting to wonder.
New Year's is never what you expect, is it?
Happiest time of my life is when I was broke. All in. You think he's bluffing, Your Honor? I think this is going to be a
Oh,
very
I bet the
interesting
poker
night.
scene was cut up
Something's off.
tremendously.
No flirting, though. Okay, more of
That's
the
true.
wave, the moon.
Such a good shot. That's
More
probably
wave.
my favorite shot of the movie, next to the swimming pool.
My favorite shot are all the shots of Lucky Larry. Fergie.
Fergie.
Yeah. Some things never change. Yep. Okay, yep. Ship flipping over. We see Fergie fall down. That's cool. They really are promoting Undead
Oh, they
Fergie.
put the swimming pool shot in there. At least.
Yeah, they had the swimming pool shot in the last one. Yeah, okay, boat. Yep, and we saw that.
You're just
Landon-
like, it's the same stuff, just longer.
Landon,
Are the lucky ones.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
Not the last
I
one.
love that they're hanging this trailer on Andre Brower, though.
We will be safe.
You think you can get us off this boat?
I can.
Let's stick together and help each other find a way out.
Okay.
Ships weren't designed to stay afloat upside down.
I'm within my authority to compel you to stay.
Don't think you can stop me.
Just dialogue meant for trailers.
Up. Okay. Ballroom flood.
we drown.
Just reach out.
I'm never gonna leave you.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh. Valentine fallen. Oh, diving. Okay.
Okay, now the diving we gotta talk about.
Every moment.
Every moment.
That you love me.
Every chance.
Nothing fair about who lives and who dies.
Every breath.
Every breath.
We're going to be okay.
Could be your last.
Ooh. Wow.
Called it.
Okay, a lot of just moody shots, and there's the title Poseidon with a big watery
Poseidon. Poseidon.
Poseidon.
Okay.
Well,
All right. We did that.
Well, yeah, we did that. We did that twice, in fact.
That was an experiment we did just then.
Yeah, that didn't really seem to pan out the way one of us thought it was going to. It seems almost
You
as
know
though
what?
they promoted this movie in a very idiosyncratic way.
Failure is always an option. Failure
I agree
only
with
gives
that.
you more data to work with.
You know what? As anyone from the Dwarf Fortress fan community will tell you, failure is fun, and boy, didn't we have fun. So we got cocky picking both Fire Waterfall and Fire Water Dive when all we got in this one was the Fire Water Dive.
Now, and I wanted to pull that out specifically in that we said we would, or at least I said it would be the shot of him entering the water, and we got everything around that. So we didn't get the pillar of fire. We didn't get the underwater shot. We just got him diving off of the balcony.
Yes.
So I wouldn't give that point to us.
Okay. All right. Even after all that. Okay, so we definitely got Fergie. You cannot argue there was no Fergie. Fergie present.
Fergie is
both.
in this trailer. I'm not gonna lie.
They
We've
lead
seen her.
with Fergie. We've seen a lot of Fergie getting knocked over today.
The evidence is there.
Yeah.
It's irrefutable.
Irrefragable. Now, there is a sweeping shot of the boat, but it's not the sweeping shot with
Yeah.
Josh Lucas running around, so we don't get
It's not
that.
the one that I had, so I
Nope.
don't think we get it.
Josh Lucas flirting with the single mom. Does that line usually work, etc.? Nope. We only see him
That's not there.
gambling.
I gotta. I'm nothing if not honest.
Richard Dreyfuss saying, "How bad is it? It's bad." No, we do get Richard Dreyfuss saying this boat shouldn't be upside down. So good. More sage advice from the resident architect.
Okay. Another point we did not get.
The whole rapid slideshow of a million different things crescendoing up to the end. Like we get a succession of shots of different things,
Yeah.
but they're all very like
Yeah, it's not at all what I had in mind when I suggested it.
This trailer is very heavily crossfadey, folks. It's
Yes.
very somber, and it's like you know, an A&E special presentation of Saving Private Ryan Tuesday at 8 p.m. Like it's treating it like this is big shit.
And I didn't do a great job of like, if I had known who any of the characters' names were in this movie, like which is impossible to hold in your head.
Yeah.
Would have done better of going, calling them out as it faded, dissolved in and out of each of the, their faces at the beginning. But
no,
I was silent instead, which makes for great podcasting.
Well, people can hear the moody and emotional sound of the of the trailer, and also we don't really have the analytics. Maybe people just turn off the episode when we get to the trailer game. We don't know how popular this game that we think about so much and explain so much even is. Ballroom flooding. I just want to point out.
Yep.
I basically
Yes.
tossed in two suggestions. We were going to see Fergie.
Okay.
We're going to see the ballroom flooding, and I both
Yeah.
versions of the trailer we watched, I hit those. So
Yes, it's true.
so you asked me earlier if I thought I was getting experienced at this game, and my answer now is yes. And do you think we got?
You didn't ask me whether or not I was getting cocky.
No.
While playing this game, and
No.
I guess my answer would have been no at the beginning, and now it would have been yes.
Yeah, I mean, and the only reason I didn't ask you is because I'm self-centered and don't really take an active interest in other people's lives. Did we get? Here's an active question I have for you. Did we have cut scenes? Did we have deleted scene footage in here?
How would you know? I like the dialogue in this, and in this trailer particularly, is just like
such as it is.
It feels like stuff written for a trailer. Like if it was in the movie, it's just like, it's not anything to resonate. It's just to get you to the next scene. Like,
yeah.
So it's almost impossible to say.
Maybe Andre Braugher saying, "You are the lucky ones." I feel like I would have remembered that. That's kind of a funny line,
yeah.
unintentionally. So, yeah.
I definitely think, I don't know if it's in the trailer, anything that we didn't see in the movie, but it did make me realize a scene that could go on for hours in any movie are men playing poker.
True.
I'm almost certain, like, it's an easy way to set up, like, character dynamics early on between all of them. I'm sure lots of Lucky Larry stuff didn't make it that would have ended up in that poker scene.
Oh, how we've missed out. God has turned his back on us, truly. Well, that's 2 out of 10. That is an inauspicious
2 out of
result.
5. Technically, it's 2 out of 5.
You were having cake, and then you were also eating the cake.
It's just how extra credit works.
I don't know. I have questions about the Michigan public school system, honestly. All right. Well, that's great. Look, why don't we push the button and figure out where we're gonna go next? I'm sorry. The trailer game. This trailer ran over me. It backed up over me, and then it shifted
Yes.
into drive and hit me again, and then it flipped me upside down in the ocean.
Oh, Lord. All right. Well, then let's see where we're going. Hit the button.
All right. Oh boy, it's got us headed to January 31st, 2020. An awesome year.
And we're getting closer to home. Maybe at the end of the season we'll end back where we're supposed to be.
Yeah, no, I'm sure the present day will be an awesome and fine place to be with nothing bad going on.
Let's look at the clue the machine gave us. It says, "Hope you're hungry. We're on our way to see the Wicked Witch of Oz."
Oh, well, I mean, I suppose I could eat, although I mean, presumably there's... you know what, I'm getting The Wizard of Oz mixed up with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, actually. I guess there weren't really a lot of tasty treats along that road.
I mean, the Lollipop Gang.
Oh, yeah, well, no, but they're a gang. Do they actually have lollipops, or just do a little song? No, they're actually giving out lollipops?
Well, I don't know if they're giving them out. They each have one.
Wait, are you suggesting that we're going to, like, rob or kill members of the Lollipop Gang?
Also, it's the Lollipop Guild. I don't know why we put them into a gang.
Yeah, okay, it's the Sugar Hill Gang and the Lollipop Guild, and their battles were legendary. But look,
I mean, has anyone ever tried to eat the yellow brick road? Maybe it's made of, like, I don't know, Peeps.
Okay, well, A, terrible thing to construct a road out of. B, even if it is made out of an edible material, if loads of people have been walking on it with their nasty-ass shoes, no thank you. I'm sorry.
In Willy Wonka, they drive a boat through the chocolate river. That can't be sanitary.
You know, I think that is...
Children's dead corpses go through that body of water. That can't be sanitary.
Yeah, the fact that there is a boat in a river of chocolate is, I think, the bottom of the barrel of concerns about that factory. I also love that we've gone on an extended tangent about two movies that have nothing to do with the next movie that we're going to watch.
How do you know? We haven't watched it yet.
I'm pretty sure it's not sending us to watch Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or The Wizard of Oz, because both of those movies did not come out on January 31st, 2020.
No, but I don't remember when the Willy Wonka sequel or reimagining came out, and I don't remember when Oz the Great and Powerful came out.
Yes, I mean, it's only a matter of time until we wind up watching one of those anyhow. Or maybe it'll be next week. Who truly can say? That's the fun mystery of our show.
Oh, Lord. Okay, well, I guess that wraps up our discussion on Poseidon. I just want to take a moment once again to thank Lauren and Joe for joining us on the main episode.
Thank you so much.
We hope that they will be back in the future. And I guess for Truman Caps, I've been Landon Solano.
And for Landon Solano, I've been Truman Caps. Ahoy, mateys.
Ahoy, motherfucker.
Now,
We'll
of course,
next week, folks.
Of course, I forgot the nomenclature.
Go.
Movie Memory Machine is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. Join our Patreon at patreon.com/gruntworkpodcast to keep the machine running. Theme song by Porky's Groove Machine. Rate us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. For more information on today's show, visit MovieMemoryMachine.com.